You gonna use this chair?
No. Let's see. Wow. Hello everyone. Can you hear me okay? If you can hear me, please type you can hear the sound. So I'm gonna be this far away, and it's a basement, so there might be some echo. So you may not be able to hear me well. Then please type that you can't hear me, and I'll try to get closer. Also, I can't hear you, and also my laptop is pretty far away, so I can't always read the comments. So once in a while, I have to rush forward and read it too. Hi, Sheen.
Hi. You recording?
I'm not recording, I'm streaming. People are watching already.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to train too?
No.
No? No? You don't want to train?
No, I did not want to.
Oh, come on. You lazy.
I just want to play with you.
You're so lazy. No dojo, no training?
Yeah. It's so great.
Oh. You want to show your pajamas
No.
to everybody?
No.
No?
Ew.
Okay, we got about 6 minutes. Oh, my son wants to watch the training instead of joining on Facebook.
Yes.
No, I'm talking about Kai.
Oh.
Okay, hi Jose, hi Now, hi Shannon, hi Powell, and probably Christy is with you. Hi Lisa. Let me see if I can get my laptop to be a little closer without interfering with the recording. Got 2-3 more minutes to go. Everybody ready to train? Are you all like dressed up? Oh, you know what? I gotta get some water. I'll be back.
I'll get it.
Okay. Hi Ricardo. All right, Ricardo, Papa, and the son's ready. Good. Thank you, sir. Oh, Maite too. Hi, Maite. All right. So I guess there are a couple minutes delay. So when I say something like this right now, it actually takes like I don't know, a whole 30 seconds for you to actually see it. So there's a little bit of delay. So maybe it's a little early. But if I get started now, which is in my clock, it's like 5:59, so it'd be 6 o'clock. But like many of you know, I'm not even like that strict on the time. So I don't know how long it's gonna go, but feel free to stay on, drop off. But yeah, but thank you very much for joining at such a short notice. It was more of a trial for me to go, hey, I'm gonna train anyway. So does anybody want to train? And glad to see that some of the international friends are on it too. So hi everybody again. And then I'm pretty anal about a lot of things, so I talk a lot. But I want to try to not go into too much details and actually do some stuff. We actually have my dojo YouTube that goes into real detail, as my dojo members probably know it. So we can share that later maybe. But I'm gonna blend in between you working out, me explaining, and hopefully you have some fun with it. I'm also going to be teaching karate at home. That's another group. I don't know if you're part of it, but I'm teaching on April 4th online. So some of the things may actually be an overlap, so you might get a preview of that. I'll try to make it a little different. Also, my back has a chronic issue. My right elbow I'm injured. My left ankle I'm injured today. Sadly, it's not even from karate, so it's a little lightly sprained. So, if you see some bad habits, don't copy it. Or just feel free to criticize. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna do first is, for those dojo members that already went over YouTube, we're just gonna, I believe that when you punch, right, I want to make sure that we're gonna make kime, right? Wrist is 1, right? Chest is 2, and core is 3, right? And so what we're gonna do is, when you see the wrist like this, right, we're gonna push the thumb side forward like this, right? And you feel that your elbow is extending. So, and then if you bend it towards your thumb, your arm bends, right? So we're gonna do that. And as a warm up, we're just gonna do tatezuki first, right? Just a vertical fist like this. And then we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? We're gonna do 10 more. I'm gonna do a little slower, so let's warm up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Alright. Now, same thing, but instead of tatezuki, right? Now it's seikenzuki, and then we're gonna do it sideways. The same way, but instead of downward, it'll be outward. And what should happen is that you should feel this elbow snapping in a little bit as you do the same motion. Okay? So let's do slowly 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, good. Got it? All good? All right. This is actually very important. So I don't know how long your class, this session is going to go, but you have to understand that just by doing a wrist, and people who have the shoulder and elbow issue, they tend to actually bend towards the thumb like this, and they're promoting the shoulder and the elbow and everything to punch like this, right? So make sure that you stick out the first 2 knuckles. So when you punch, bam, bam, your first knuckles. Okay. So now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to chokuzuki. And what we're going to do, though, is here's what I want you to remember. First, we're going to do it a little slower. And then from here, we're going to go forward and then make the same shape. Okay? And then at the end, I want you to make sure you have this snap and palm. Right? Ready? Everybody count. 1, palm. Lightly. 2, palm. 3, palm. 4, palm. 5, palm. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, relax. Good. All good? All good? All right. Okay, now what we're going to do is, today's topic is action and reaction. And if you understand action and reaction, I feel like you understand a lot more about karate in general. Not just about, what's right and everything else is wrong, right? Because I believe in almost everything. I didn't say everything, but most of the things are correct. It's just said differently, right? There's only so much actual incorrectness that's in karate. So let's talk about that, all right? But before we do that, kind of quickly for those of you who already saw the YouTube, right? Or for people who haven't, this punch is going forward this way, all right? And then there are a couple different ways. There's some training where, right, in Shotokan Karate, right, there's 3 types of hip rotation. that is technique moving with the hip, palm, right? That's one. Hip moving away from the technique, that's another, right? And then it vibrates, right? That's three. So those are the three types of different, I guess, hip motion. And the same thing, right? So when you train chokuzuki, sometimes it's okay to train, right? Purposely, if you know that this is what you want to train. Ich, pan, right? Where shoulder is out. Ni, pan, san, pan. Almost like training for kizamizuki, right? Same thing. You're pushing the shoulder along with the punch, okay? But today, though, a lot of people train the action, but they don't really pay attention to reaction. So let's talk about reaction. Okay? So it might feel weird, but this chest, instead of going with the punch, as you punch, I want you to snap this backwards, right? But not moving backwards. I want you to just, from the side, make sure that it tense enough that this is straight. So it looks like this, like this. Slowly, ich, pon, ni, pon, san, pon, chi, go. So you're pushing this back just so this is straight, okay? Now don't forget about this either, right? So it's this and back and home, okay? So that's what we're gonna do slowly. So let's try that. It's a little bit hard if you're not used to it, but I want you, this snapping the chest back will actually connect the whole body, right? What's arm that is attached to the core, this is the connection, so you wanna make that connection. So let's do slowly 10, okay? Ready? Maybe this way better. 1本2本3本4 make sure you push it back or tense is okay too 5本6本7本8本9本10本 relax. Everything all good? Let's see the chat. Anything else? All good? If you're not satisfied or if you can't see or hear, definitely type on the chat and I'll read it once in a while, okay? So again, it's a reaction, right? A lot of you can action, reaction, action, reaction, action, reaction. Right? That kind of difference. So by knowing both, right, it becomes a bad habit to be corrected if you're supposed to be going this way and then you're doing the opposite. Or if you're supposed to be going straight like kata, right? Kata is straight and you're going like this and you get corrected. But if you know exactly there's action and reaction and that's what you want to train, either one's okay, right? It's your training for you to get better. So that's what I think. Okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about timing. We want to punch a little faster, but just like we did, if you go like this, 1, 2. It's pretty quick, right? Doesn't take that much. You want to always conform to the speed of the shortest and simplest movement, not move in a timing of biggest and longest. Otherwise, you'll always move slow, right? What does that mean? From here, if I punch, bam, right? This is a long motion. So if I think about my elbow, it's doing this big motion, right? If you try to time it using the elbow, it's a long motion and our body's lazy, so we want to be slower and slower. We don't want to do that, right? So only do a little bit quicker. It doesn't have to be hard and super fast, but this 1, 2, 3. This timing, right? This time is the time that you should take from here to when you start accelerating. So from here right away, start using the wrist, and that's the time that you should get to the target. Okay? You don't want to use the tricep right now. You don't want to use this whole body like this. Even if you're talking and relaxing, you should be able to use the wrist to get to the target. Okay? So feel that this time, by the time you go from here to here, you're at the target. So let's try that a little bit. Don't worry about the chest for now. Let's actually try that. So let's do 10. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? So this is a good warm-up, right? You're not going like this and you're not hurting your joints or anything like that. And then as a warm-up, you can just kind of do this light just by checking the wrist. Right? And you shouldn't be exhausted, but you should have a pretty good snap using the wrist. All good? All right, let's see the comment. It's been pretty quiet. So once in a while, throw me like a thumbs up or something so that I know that you guys are all good. Okay. All right. So now, right? I don't want to go over this, but it's always contrast, right? 3 different power movements, right, in Shotokan. I always think of it in Japanese. I have to kind of convert it to English. But you know, like the contraction, expansion, fast, right, slow, right, strong, right, weak and smooth, right, relaxed. So it's always like that. So when you move this wrist, you're not tensing any muscle. It's just by doing this, and remember when you twist it to your thumb side, your arm is designed to extend. So usually all you're doing is that, you're just extending, and you're not using any power, right? So that's the fast side, relaxed side, right? And then extension side, right? So now we want to put kime, right? And don't make kime by the muscle only, right? Use it by the joint. So now, if you just do this, this is called wrist kime for me, right? I'm totally relaxed. I can speak and everything because I'm not really tensing anything. If I tense, I can't speak much every time I do it, right? So relax, relax, relax. That little snap at the end, this is a kime only caused, mainly caused by the wrist, not by anywhere else, okay? Whereas now, once you snap your wrist and you tense your armpit, the shoulder, the chest at the same time, you can see hopefully, I know it's a little lower resolution video, but instead of boom, like this, you'll see a little more connection, but you can hear, pull it back, right? So that's the connection. Now it's a kime of wrist and kime of the chest, right, together. So you'll feel like you have more kime, okay? All right, so let's do with the chest again, with the speed of the wrist tension to the target, and do that. It'll be a little more tiring than just doing it with the wrist. So let's do 20, how's that, right? Since we're already doing 10 and I'm talking. Let's do 20 slowly, not slowly, slow pace, but about 80 to 90% of the power, okay? So 20 times, ready? So wrist and tense the shoulder, armpit, and the chest. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Relax. All good? See thumbs up? Let's see. Oh, Lisa and Beckett is thumbs up. Good. But I see people probably broadcasting. Now 6 people. A little bit. One dropped off. Too boring. It's okay. All right. Now, we did this in video too, but tense the front, and just like crunch, if you go like this, you'll bend forward, right? So try not to. If you're gonna tense this, like 1, back tense 1 as well. So that it's net 0, right? It doesn't bend forward, you're balanced. But you are using your stomach and the back and it's more tense, so it's a little harder, right? It's already tough. And then what we're gonna do now is kime 1, kime 2, kime 3. All the 3, basically you wanna synchronize together, and more synchronized you are, right, more kime you have, right? So this is a wrist only, boom, boom. With the chest a little bit more, boom, boom. Then now here, tense at the same time as the chest and the wrist. So you see probably a little more kime, okay? Let's see, what do we got? Good? Yep, okay. All right, so let's do that, right? 1, 2, 3. Now this is very tiring, so for the sake, we can do a lot more. I'll do 10, and then since I need to keep talking, I'll count another 10 for you guys. So you guys end up doing 20 or 10 more than me, okay? So I'll do 10, ready? And then you have to do it with me. And after that, I'll do 10 more, so keep going, okay? 1, 2, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 more, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Relax. Catch your breath. You need to drink some water. You can always do because you're just watching, right? It's not a dojo, so go ahead and grab your drink. Okay, so up to here, this is all we did in the YouTube, right? For our dojo members, it's the same thing. We're just doing it a little more. Okay. We haven't done the jodan yet. That's okay. I want to just do something at least a little different, so you don't feel like you're just watching me doing the same YouTube stuff, right? Okay. So we have tense, the chest, the wrist, you know, and then the core, right? Now let's talk about. Let's change it. So when you tense, you feel like this chest muscle, shoulder muscle, armpit muscle, everything is kind of tense on this side. So probably so should do this side too, right? Same thing. Now, if I move this hand tense to and pull this back straight to the point where your thumb and index finger, right, touches your chest, it becomes this way. Okay? And then I don't feel like this. I just feel like this. And then if I push this a little bit all the way towards my nipple, right, so about an inch towards the opponent, then you can tell that this part gets a little more tense. Okay? This is enpuch, right? It's an elbow strike. So this and this should feel pretty similar in terms of this muscle here, okay? So when you punch, we tense this, snap this back and tense around this area, right? What we're gonna do now is from here, bring this hand over here. And it's okay if your body turns a little bit, just make sure that one target is over there, and then directly other side, your hand is pointing to, right? So you see me twist a little bit. And what we're gonna do is don't use the arm to just go like this and your posture breaks. Instead of moving your elbow to the NQG, tense this part, right? And then make sure you touch the index finger and the thumb to the chest. So it becomes, you know, you're going snapping into a place rather than moving over there, right? So just with the right hand, it'll be like Got it? Alright, all good? Everybody clear? Let's see the thumbs up. Okay. Alright, less interaction. I guess Lisa and Beckett's pretty good at giving the thumbs up. It's okay. Hopefully nobody's just sitting on the couch and watching. You better be training too, right? So what we're going to do is that, right? So just, you know, body relax. Because at the end of the day, you're going to come back to shizentai and elbow strike, right? Don't worry too much about the left hand right now, okay? So what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, okay? Again, you're not moving your arm, you're snapping into a place where you have the same tension, okay? So we're going to do this 10 times, okay? And then I'll count 10 more for you, and then we'll do the other side, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, ready? 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. right? So it's about the synchronization, right? The fact that you're pulling your hand and tensing the fist to elbow bending to the chest tensing all together gives you more power, okay? All right, let's do the left side then, okay? Again, I'll do 10 with you and you'll do 10 after that as well. So you'll do 20, I do 10, so I'm a slacker, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, go! Up! 6, 8, 9, 10. Very good, very good. Good job. Let's see. Okay, hold on 1 second. Somebody's commenting. Okay, somebody's working. Can't attend. That's okay. All right. Okay. So now, let's take one step farther. Oh, Ricardo joined again. Good. All right. All right. So what we're gonna do now is a little bit more difficult, right? I always add on, and I always, for my dojo members, right? I always train one, the other, and I combine them both. So, okay. So now if you want to use hikite, that's okay too, right? It's easier. So now here we gotta do again wrist, chest, core. If then relax. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Each palm. This one you can cross and bring it over, then open. Okay? So your pace, palm, palm. What's important is that you don't speed up so much when you're setting up for empuje. You don't want to look like this if I exaggerate, like right? What you want to do is you want to relax, right? When you see somebody move fast while they're relaxing, it's not that they're moving fast, they're just relaxing, right? And at the relaxed state they're moving. So when it just looks smooth, and then when they speed up from there, it looks fast, okay? So let's try slowly first, okay? Ready? 1 count, pound, pound. And feel free to add this twist if you want, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and go. And if you can, try to remember the punch the same way. Make sure it doesn't become like, like this. Try to do the same way. Push this back. Home, home. 2 kime. Okay? Alright. So let's do 10, 10 again. 10 for me, lazy butt, and another 10 for you, who's hardworking. Okay? Alright, ready? 1 count, full power, pam, pam. Ayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and jump and relax. All good? Okay, left side. Ready? Let's do slow first. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay? So 10 for me, 10 for you, and we'll take a water break. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Okay, let's grab quick water. If you have it right by you, that's good. I have to go get my obi from the dojo. I left it. I need it for the April 4th class. Okay. Give me a thumbs up when you're done with water and ready to go again. Okay. All right, let's switch gears. This one's hard. You know, people at my dojo get it, right? But it's hard to do, as you know. And by no means I'm perfect either. But let's work on stance. But it's not really working on the stance. If you get this concept, you can use it for kihon, kata, and kumite. Okay? So it's going to be much easier. And we'll go back to the punch as well. But let's go through this one first. Zenkutsudachi. Zenkutsudachi. Okay? A lot of you are probably taught in, different dojos that you're in. From my dojo, everybody experienced a little bit of both. Bend your back to create this potential and push. Right? That's what you're taught usually. That's good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect. However, always remember that every action, there should be reaction. And you need to train both. You know, it may look the same, but you have to change your mindset, right? And then martial arts in Japan has always, always, always been a pull, not push, right? And I won't get into the academic and history of that, but just remember that martial art is always a pull instead of a push, okay? All right, so what does that mean? Okay. Zenkutsudachi, relax, and you don't have to do actual hammi, you're maybe ankle no wonder. But remember that there's growing here, joint here, joint here. And I want to talk about these joints. Naka-sensei always talks about it, right? In center axis, in the side two axes, right? And you use them, use three axes differently so that you can move better. That's absolutely correct. But for now, instead of talking about the whole axis, let's talk about the growing joint, okay? When you stand and do, if you put your hand on the back side, this is your panel. And then put your hand right in the inside of the thigh. And then when you push the back leg, you get closer. Your two hands get closer, but it's not necessarily close, right? So that's kind of the danger of just training to push. You can be like, ha, and it can kind of go, ha, right? It'll go kind of there, but it's not close. What we want you to do is, from here, I want you to purposely bend the front side growing all the way like you close a book, so that this goes this way. Right to the point where you want to see the crease because you're bending so much and folding. Okay, this is, I don't know why, but this is a new concept for a lot of people. But places like in Japan where research has obviously been much longer and there are more instructors, right? More people, more obviously champion, not necessarily champion of a tournament, but people who just know, they're really far ahead, and that really makes a difference. So if it's new to you, that's great. If it's not new to you, you can still train, right? So what we want to do is, don't worry about this leg, right? I want you to worry about folding this, boom, and as a result, back leg straightens out. That's all, pretty simple, but easily said than done, right? So let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna face kind of diagonal here, okay, just so you can see. Okay, relax, a little bit of a weird relaxed hammi, and we're gonna do 10. Okay, each one is like, boom, and I want you to go fully, as much as you can close the front growing, I want you to close it. Okay, ready? Back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, my leg's tired. Is your leg tired? I hope it is. All right. Let's do the right. ankles not warmed up. This training actually, you know, like right now we're doing a front stance, like zenkutsu, but even up here, you should still be able to do it. So it doesn't matter what the length is. So, you know, if you don't have much space, that's still fine. Just fold it. Okay? Ready? Okay, so here, pong. 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 Okay? Ready? Yes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, my right leg is tired now too. Is yours tired? Hope so. Let's see. Everybody okay? Okay. Oh yeah, Lisa and Paul giving some thumbs up and the fist. Good deal. Now, let's think about what this means. Why do we need both? Okay? When you're doing kumite, which is usually a flat surface, mats, a wooden floor, right? And then you can push. Right? This looks like a wood. It's actually vinyl, so it's a little bit slippery. So can you see me slip a little bit? But you can push. Okay. Now, trying to do it on the floor that's very slippery like this, smooth, and put a socks on, right? Or think about you're in the normal outside, right, with there's pebbles and sand and stuff like that, where it's not stable at all. If you push, this ends up happening, right? So if it doesn't happen, if it's in the area that you can push off, like grassy area, I don't know, wherever it has a grip, you can. That's great. But same pushing, gyakuzuki, when you get to realize, oh no, this is like slippery and I can't use it, right? Then instead of pushing, you fold this and pull into it. Right? Then you don't have to push. All you're doing is in place and closing this joint and boom, and you're going forward. So that's kind of practical use of that you need both pushing as well as pulling. Okay? All right. So let's do that actually, right? Sorry, I'm looking at my recording to make sure it's actually streaming right. Okay? So, first 5, I want you to do like you probably usually do. Hammi, and I want you to push this so it forces the backside hip to come forward. The only addition is that you will fold the front with, as you push, home, close. Okay? And as you do, kamai is okay, or you can do hammi, shito okay, whichever is fine, doesn't really make a difference. For as long as you do this, and then you do the chest, right, later. But right now, let's just do a light punch with just, push the back, close the front. Okay? Ready? Light, only 5 times. Right? Just feel here. Yes. Push. 2, 3, 4, and go. That's it. Okay. Let's do the other side. Ready? Yes. 2, 3, 4, and go. Okay. All right. Now, let's not now focus on, let's not focus on the kicking now. It looks probably the same, but it'll feel very different, right? I want you to not push, just fold and punch. And your leg just straightens out. You don't push, okay? So let's do 5 of that. Ready? So just feel this side folding. That's it. Ready? Just 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go. Okay, other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and go. Hope everybody's good. Okay. Now, using the same close, like palm, right? Palm, close. Now, punch was light in the 5 that we just did. Let's do 5 more, but this time, synchronize the close, closing of the joint, wrist timing from here, pam pam, right? Not 1, 2, right? Together, palm, right? And then also 1, 2, 3. Make sure it doesn't go like this. Tense the shoulder and armpit, and then core. Right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. All the 4 kime together is your entire kime of the body. Okay, so let's do 5. Ready? So now it gets harder because now you have to pay attention to a lot of things, right? Ready? So full. Don't push, full, and then upper body same as what we did. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Other side. Ready? All together. So think about how to make everything together at the same time. I'm off. 2, 3, 4, and go! I can tell my left side is off. Hopefully you're not off as much as I am. Okay. Okay? So now, that was gyakuzuki. But let's talk about a common problem that a lot of people are suffering. When you see taikyoku shodan, heian shodan, or any other junsuki, right? Each, and then they go like this, ni, right? They're a little bit out like this because it's so natural for our body to be sideways. When you step with your right side upper body goes well, right? But in kata, kihon, you have to train both, but in the beginning, you do harder ones instead of easier ones, right? It's more for training. So kata, kihon has a side of training your body, training your coordination. Once you're past that, and when you're brown belt, black belt, right? Then, and even higher dans, then you start to use this to more effective technique building. So there are different type of kihon to lower belts and higher belts, like I always say, right? So, what do we do now? We're gonna do junsuki. I don't know if the angle's right. Hopefully it's this way, right? And this is fine. When you move forward, right? How we move forward, we won't deal with it today. But forward, and as you punch, front groin, front chest, both pull, because rest of the arm and leg are going this way. So you need to have action, reaction. So from here, you pull this side back, and then you end up straight. 2, 3, not like this. Make sure you have this crease here. If you have a gi on, you'll be able to see the crease here. Have this reaction. Okay? Let's see, did it even show? Does it make sense, guys? Maybe I'm facing too much front. I'm not diagonal enough on the video, so maybe I'll do it sideways here. So instead of like this, each, right? Knee, like this side and this side fold and tense. So 2, 3, 4, and go. That. Let's see if that shows up clearly on the video. Oh, there's a delay. Let's see. Did it show? Does it make sense, guys? Okay. Okay, maybe sideways was better. And how high or low your stance should be. That's depending on you, right? My left ankle is a little injured today, so I can't get that low. But younger ones, you gotta be really low, right? And then JKA has it very low, and so make sure you're gonna pass the exam. Even if you're older, like me, or even older, right? You should try to get as low as possible. But of course, when you're training alone and training your joints, the height of the stance doesn't really matter, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I have a little slippery and harder floor, so I don't know if I'm gonna do it with my ankle, but it shouldn't matter, right? So here, take a step forward. The important thing is that you snap these back so that you feel this, you know, total square feeling. Okay? So we can just, you know, step slow then end strong, I guess, right? So we'll do 5 times of that, and I'll count 5 for you, so that'll be total of 10. Okay? All right, ready? Slow, then kime a little quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, and go. And 5 more for you guys. 1, 8, go back. 3, and go back. 4, back, and go. Aí stop. Alright, now right leg forward, the other way. Okay, now this is the side that I have a little injury right now. I'm gonna do it slower, so you'll see me not synchronize as much, but you should. Okay. Ready? So pull, step forward, pull the front side, growing joint, shoulder, back for shomen, right? Front face. Hey-yo. 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, and go. Okay, hopefully that's straight enough. I don't know, but it should be. Let's see. Okay, after that, get some quick water again. Just hydrate yourself. Okay. Okay, make sure you're drinking some water. You know, room temperature is pretty hot usually compared to, you know, air circulated dojo in a bigger space. So, okay. Okay, so now we're gonna do, that was, let's just say, this was, you know, again, slice it any other way. If shomen is an action, right, then of course there's always at this bigger level, reaction, right? In this case, the hammi. So hammi, same thing, right? Shomen, folded. Now you're going to close the backside, right? Boom, boom. Obviously, your back leg is more far away from your body, so you're not gonna always be able to make a clean crease. It's okay, right? I mean, you're not visual. You're just trying to make sure that feeling is this side, the front side, opens up, back side gets closer. Okay? So here, boom, 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 boom. Okay? Don't worry about the front side. You know, we're gonna do that combination later. But for now, start from the front, and right now when you have your body straight forward, you feel this growing totally straighten out, and you want to fold it, boom, then go back, boom, boom. Okay? So try this one. It's a little harder, and it has to do with ankle flexibility and everything, but try it. Okay? I'm going to count for you 10 times. And at each count, you're going to do yish, back, yeep, back. And don't worry about hands, you know, feel free to use it however you want. Right now we're just focused on the joint. Okay, ready? Left leg forward. Okay, right side joint bend. H, some, chip, go, up, chich, hutch, cut, and jerk. Very good. Got it? Right, remember the feeling. And you're always good about it, or it's tough about it for your body. We'll go over that later. Okay, now right leg forward. Let's see if I can do it with my left ankle. So here, close. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. So each
back, knee, back, 3. What's important also is to make sure your knee doesn't move, right? Not like this. Keep this here, 1, 2, that. Okay, ready? 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, shift, back, go, back, up, back, shift, back, touch, back, cut, back, jump, right, back, and shake your legs up. You know, your legs probably tired. Usually, whichever the side that you're folding, that thigh gets more tiring, obviously, right? So if you do hami, of course your front leg's bent, but my back leg gets more tiring as well. Okay, so while you're kind of shaking your legs out a little bit, here's what we're gonna do now. Now combine them, just like I did, right? So here, shomen, so do this, and now you don't have to rush. Just make sure that it folds all the way, like you're doing one by one, but a little bit less holding, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that kind. Again, you're not pushing this though, not itch, me kind of feeling. All you're doing is fold, fold. That's what you're doing, okay? So let's do 1 count, right, by yourself. 1 count, 1, okay? And 2, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, shift, go, up, shift, touch, come, hey, jump, hey, shake it up, shake it up. Good. Okay, now the right leg forward. Same, let's see if I can do this with my ankle. Okay, so again, pom, 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 pom. Just focus on these two, that's it. Don't worry about other details, we'll fix that later. I can only focus on one thing at a time. Hey yo, 1 count, pom, pom. Hey yo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, cut, and jump. Okay, shake it up. Woo. Okay, there's something that came in. Like, oh, now I'm going to bed. Okay, well, Jose-san, thank you very much for joining at night. Have a good night. This recording, I'll leave it in this group for a little while until I don't know if I'm going to delete it or not. But you can watch in the morning. Have a good night. Okay. All right, so for us, either night owl or still early enough to train, let's keep going, okay? All right. All right, so that was Kihon. Kihon is important, but you know, when you always do Kihon, it's interesting, it's good, but you kind of have to do it with Kumite as well, and you want to feel some situations, right? I don't like to always go, this is sports, this is martial art, right? Tournament, non-tournament, right? Any kind of tournament, whether it's a sports or, you know, JK, Ippon, there's difference, right? But it's always a subset of what you should be training. So what you're training is much larger, and then how you use that to win against the other part, that's of course more tournament, or dojos like, you know, sparring, but usually tournament is a lot more nerve-wracking. But anyway, it's the same concept. So you can't separate out between kumite and basics. You know, otherwise you're just kind of doing independently, not caring about the other. Ideally in a perfect world, which isn't always the case, right, when you get to the high level, but you know, ideally for, you know, as a lifelong martial art, you train kata, kihon, you get better at kumite. You get better at kumite, you get better at kata and kihon, right?
So let's talk about all the stuff we just did. What are the examples, right? So what I want you to do is from kamae, right? And then first, nothing here, just upper body. You're gonna do kizamizuki, kizamizuki. Okay? What we're gonna do now though is that kizamizuki, we'll think of it not from the tricep and arm, like this. What we're gonna do, let this wrist promote the hand extension. Okay? Here, right now you're not doing the foot. This last part, palm part, is same as palm. Kihon can be the same. Okay? So make sure you have this motion sideways. Ready? 1本2本3本4本5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay. Don't worry, we're gonna work on how to generate power and everything, but right now this is the feeling I want you to get. So when you're fighting somebody like this, if you go, right, other person would know. And even if they know, right, even if they know a little bit, right, by doing this, your hand gets the target a little quicker, right? I'm not using the footwork right now, but home. But it's a promotion of just getting to the target a little bit earlier as well. Okay? Now, we do this in the dojo, so if you're, our dojo member, you do this all the time. So go ahead and get on the front foot. It's not injured side, so let's do it this way. Home. Right? Some people get alarmed, like, what is that? That's not basics. Yeah, of course. You just have to understand that basics is included in the application movement, but they're not same, right? But they're not different either. It's just application of it, right? What we're gonna do now is that we're not gonna, you can push off a little bit, but you're gonna essentially get on your front foot, and at the same time, right, kizamizuki. So if somebody ever argues, it's depending on your level, right? Your friend goes, oh, that's not basics, you shouldn't do that, right? And when you look at the tournament and people are doing that, well, but you can't train just from the tournament side, right? You gotta have the basics and then understand why you're doing it that way. Anyway, right? So here, you don't have to leave your hand out there either. Just like, that's enough. Okay? So let's do lightly. Again, you don't have to stop here right there either. But what I don't want you to do is like this. Get on it. So you can stop. If anything, you should be going forward. Okay? So this is a real lightly. No power, no speed, just comfortable. But just use this. Ready? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, so what's the significance of this? Right? What I want you to feel is one, of course, this way. The other thing is that, normal people, because it's the side that we're going forward, we tend to open to, somewhat open. Some of the, I wouldn't say clumsy people, but some people who have different habit tends to close. Like kihon. That doesn't work. This is like hanmi, where this side opens. Right? So now, try 5 times by, just like you did, right? If you were to do gedanbare or something, pull the right side, chest back, right? And then open this front side of the joint. Then, your hand comes out much easier. 1 2 4 3 open 4 and one more. Go! Just like
crucial part that I want you to work on is once you can do this, is the next one, okay? So there are times where you're trying to reach the opponent and you go, yeah, they're far away, and you have to reach like this, which then your back leg is gonna have no weight, even no contact sometimes, right? But you still need to punch other one because maybe you got blocked. But then you know this side is open, you want to do gyakuzuki, okay? In that situation, you can't, there's nothing to push. It's not gonna work, right? So what I want you to do is I want you here, this is open, right? So I want you to close. 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 Just like close. 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 So now you have a front side close. I see a comment, let me read that real quick. Hi George-san, how are you? Thank you for joining. Hopefully this is just a training, what I think, and you know, so if you can take something, you know, that's great. If not a big deal. But anyway, so now what we're gonna do is, this is pretty high level, right, primitive things, but one, and without putting this down, right, 1, 2, right? So you don't have to close it all the way like kihon, but just having this closed feeling, which should bring you now your other side, right? In kizamiski, you pull the right side back, and this open, opposite now. Once you're here, close this side, right, front side growing, pull the left side, boom, and back, right? So slowly, boom, boom, boom. If this is foot down, you can still do it. Boom, boom, boom. That's which is why you're probably seeing. But you need to have if you're gonna do kumite, you need to have a big range, right, of variety of technique. The same technique, but in a different distancing, different timing. And this one's a little harder, so I want you to try. So, ich, then, ni, hon. Okay? How do you end up? Pam, hum, po, again, po, and tsugiashi. Tsugiashi. Okay? So real slow. Pom, pom. Pom, pom. Pom, pom, pom. Okay? Okay. So now, let's do that if you can. If not, it's okay. This is a little harder for collar belts and so forth. If it's too hard for you, this is okay. Open, close. Open, close. That's okay too. Right? For higher belts, if people who can do this, usually when you do this, kizami, it's jodan. So if you see the opponent, they're like this. They just have tried to block your kizami. So this part is already blocked. There's no opening. So if you go straight, usually it doesn't work. You end up hitting palm, palm. That's it. So it tends to work if you go palm and almost like, the bassa, tekki, tekki, kagizuki, right? Or yamazuki for bassai, right? So palm, a little bit angle like this. Palm. Then you're going from here for the one. They go palm, palm is what they're gonna feel. Okay? Alright, so let's do real light. You don't need to go crazy. Your neighbors, unless you have a single home, your neighbors make you mad. So power is up to you. And the distance is not that important either. If you want to just move a little bit, you can still do this. Like, that's okay. So adjust as you need. We're going to do it 10 times. Okay? Important thing is smooth. Pom, 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 pom. Hey, 10 times. Hey, pom, pom. And go. There's it 10? Okay, fine, more. Go. Alright, right side. So my left side is a little, sore from unfortunate non-karate injury. So right side. First, open up for the left side. Right? Use this hammer so that you promote your arm straight in. Quick timing. Boom. 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 Okay, work on this. Boom. 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 And the fact of the matter is that, again, there's a twist as well. So you can technically do this without going this way. Palm, palm, like stretching here. But for the points, that's fine. Maybe if they're close, that's okay. That's okay. But if they're still in front of you, you want to have power, right? In typical karate tournament, you don't need this. But if you want to knock out somebody, you cannot just go palm, palm. You need to put the weight by folding this. Palm, palm. That's how you do it. Okay? So just kind of think about how your belts need to think about how much, what distance, what timing, what are you trying to do. Right? Okay, 10 times. Real light if you can't do it. Otherwise, you can try however hard you want. Ready? Ready? Alright, sometimes punch straight, sometimes punch outer. Kagizuki. That was straight. And jerk. All good? All right. Oh, Rollinson wants to join. Okay, let me quickly approve him. Great. And where's the discussion? Okay. There we go. That should do it. Okay. So, something as simple as, right? Shime, 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 shime. Basics. To application, right? Open and shime. Right? Those are kind of related, so you can't disconnect them, right? Otherwise you won't get better. What you want to do, as Okinawa sensei says, right? They're very realistic. Okinawa senseis are, even though they don't technically do a lot of kumite, they're very realistic thinking. You want to get better, so when you're young, go ahead, you can do sparring. At one point, we all stopped sparring so much like tournament. That's for younger rules, right? Younger way, right? Promote younger way of fighting. But when you do dojo kumite, right, you don't have to fight it that way. And then, since you can't just bang each other all the time, you need to keep that sense of kumite using kihon, and then application of oyo, right? And then explore more techniques from kata. So that's important. All right. So having said that, right? I mean, you can go on for hours. What time is it? Oh, it's already 7:04. Okay, how about we go my famous until 7:30, right? All my dojo members are going like, Tony, sure. That means like 8:30, right? I don't know, I'll try to end it at 7:30. How's that? Okay, so that was closing, right? Open, boom, close. Right? Application and basics. All right. Maybe we'll keep it for the next session. I'm trying to do this more often to see if people are interested. If it is, great, I'll do one more. Otherwise, I'll just train by myself like this, with or without the streaming. In fact, I might be able to get more training if it's not streaming, so I don't have to talk. But let's now work on the opposite side. Kokutsudachi. Kokutsudachi is a back stance that's very difficult, right? Not too many higher belts, or if you take the whole population of Shotokan in the entire world, not too many people are doing it right. I don't know if it's a conceptual difference, or just maybe tournament is playing with their mind. But essentially, we did 正面前屈立ち front going 締め ポン、はい、ポン keep this exactly how it is and this is 後屈立ち前屈立ち後屈立ち前屈立ち so front leg or the back leg, it's about the same thing, right? Alright, thank you, Ricardo-san. How are you? I'm sure little Ricardo's doing good too. Can't wait to see him again. Next one, maybe you can do a Facebook Messenger one too, so I can actually see, but it has to be a smaller group. Alright, anyway, what's important though, and it has a meaning, when you do kokutsudachi, right, even though back leg is missed, let's talk about back leg. Outside kneecap is at the outside of the toe or more back, but not inside kneecap at the big toe. That's too much. Okay. Usually you have 100% flat foot weight under the foot if you have your outside kneecap right at the big toe. And then you need to bend the front leg. If you have a line right in the center from your belly button, only this much distance to the back, right? 3 or 4 times more to the front, okay? However, weight that you feel on the bottom of the foot should be about the same, right? Otherwise, you're probably doing this. Then you feel very light in front. If you keep your body straight, push this down, even though the back leg is bent, you still feel about 100% together, all right? So that's very important. So how are we gonna train now? Same thing, right? So what we're going to do is make the shape, right, 90 degrees heel to heel, like this. And then, let's see if my left ankle's injured again, so I don't know how well. So if you see that habit, don't copy it. But same, this back going, fold. 1, 2, 3. Without, again, I see a lot of this. I don't do that, right? It's hard, I know, but keep this here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And I'll give you flat out straight right now, right? A lot of people, may disagree with me, and that's okay. But it's a reality, right? When you talk to, people from Japan who's training hard, and also Okinawa sensei as well, this is very normal. So hopefully people understand. Some people are taught very straight, almost too straight like this from a tailbone. So right now, pelvic bone is completely up like this, right? While that you may be taught that way, that's not how it works, right? Our bodies naturally, if you see the vertebrae, is in the S curve, right? And then so you cannot keep your pelvic bone upright if you want to fold one of the growing joints. It's just our body's not made that way. And our job is to fold, right, that growing joint. So your pelvic bone will slightly, right, I don't know if it's straight enough, but slightly come out a little bit. What you cannot do though, is that you're gonna go like this. This is no good. So again, it's an S curve, so you're gonna have to rely on your back as well. From belly button and up, straight. But the pelvic bone is out a little bit. That's how it works, right? And there's a lot of reasons to it, and I don't know if you get to it today, but I just want to let you know now that that's how, when you push, they're going the right way, and you feel like your butt's sticking out a little bit, that's how it should feel. It's not wrong, okay? So let's go ahead and do it that way. Ready? So let's do 10 times. My back leg's gonna hurt. If you do it right, your back leg's gonna be sore. Ready? So back leg, palm, keep the knee out. Right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Ooh, my leg. All right. All right. How about right leg? Ready? Make sure heel to heel. 1, 2, 4、5、6、7、8、9、はい、10。はい、okay. Hopefully you're doing good. Is your leg sore? If your leg is sore, give it a thumbs up. Alright. Okay, there's a little delay, so of course I won't see it for a couple more seconds. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Let's see, go back to live stream. Okay, still don't see thumbs up, so I don't know if people are sleeping on the couch or already. I better not be the only person who's not drinking. You better not be drinking and watching me go, ha 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 ha, look at Tony working out. I'm drinking beer because I want my beer too. Oh, Lisa's giving thumbs up. Lisa and Beckett's training. Always the dedicated ones. Love it. Alright, so there's a lot of significance to this, but let's work on kind of an application, right? Of course, and when you feel this, right, how do you then do like, right? How do you do kokutsudachi, shitoke, right? With this, you can, you know, oh, who else is not drinking beer? Let's see. Oh, Paul. Yeah, Paul and Christy, who are the karate couple. They're dedicated. They even come to karate without each other, so it's awesome. Oh, by the way, speaking of drinks, let's get hydrated real quick. Get some water if you have it. All right. Who else is commenting? Oh, Ricardo, good. Ricardo Papa, Ricardo Jr., sweating. Me too, that's good. That means you're working out, right? This sweat means that we're not getting beaten by coronavirus, so, you know, kick his butt. Okay, so, you know, we're gonna do shitoge, but I mean, you know, we've done enough basics for the day, right? So let's do something. It's always good to know why you're doing this in application as well as train the basics. So let's actually work on a little bit of basics, right? So earlier, we're not going to do this, but earlier we did kizami, and we don't have anything to push, so we use the fold, bam, then tsugiashi. When we did the tsugiashi, right, you can land it many different ways. If you're offensive, if you're keeping seeing the opportunity, you're going to go pam, 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 pam. You can still keep attacking. But, you know, usually, if assuming that they block both of the attack, 1 and 2, they'll probably counterattack. And so you want to keep a lot of distance away from it, right? In that situation, assumed, right, good fighters tend to be able to switch and go 1, 2, 3. And kind of do this application defense halfway, right? Applied back stance. It's not a back stance, right? As you said, we're leaning back and everything, but it's the same idea. Now what we're going to do, we can also use this as regular kumite. As they come, you want to protect your face, and so you use the fold to go back. If you just go back straight like this, you end up having this force, and you're going to lose, right? So fastest way, you always want to use a side movement instead of front and back movement. So use the side by folding here, and pump. Right, that's how you use it. Now, that in itself may not be enough, right? You're just going back. Oh, Adriana. Oh, hey, how's it going? Good, good, good. Look at that, Mama's now joining. Okay, so from here, you can go back by a little bit of folding the back. But what I want to do now is, sorry, I'm keeping checking people are, okay, good. Thank you for liking the group. We're gonna fold, but application is that we're gonna keep not only folding, but keep rotating this almost like a front stance. Right? Feeling like backwards, zenkutsu. Right? That's if I exaggerate. What happens is that You don't want to just go back. There are a lot of things you can do. But in this case, just to kind of get legs working. Okay? Nothing. 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, you're already at normal kokutsu. Then 60, 70, 80, when it's closed and you're facing this way, you kick. Right? So this is hikikomi. Let the other person attack you, evade, and counter with a kick. Okay? And then same tsugiashi but backwards. Each one tsugiashi. Then if needs to be, you can do gyakuzuki too. Okay? So I know this is a little harder. Whenever we add the kick, it's always hard. So let's do it slowly. It's okay for the toe to face back as well. It's very unrealistic to keep the toes front. It's not basics, right? It's application of basics. Mainly relying on the growing. Keep closing the growing. And when your foot's about to come up, kick, tsugi ashi. And if you need to feel good, then finish with gyakuzuki. One more. Does it make sense? It's a little difficult, but hopefully everybody's getting it. Okay. So now let's do it very slow, one motion. Okay, kind of like this. Oops, sorry, I was looking at my screen. So evade as if the punch is coming, somebody's coming with the last technique that we did. Jodan, nihon, san, shi, go. My ankle. Rock. Shich. Hach. Kut. And good. Yeah, that was pretty slow, right? So hopefully everybody got it. And we're just happening to use roundhouse. It can be any kick, right? But before we talk about it, let's do the right side back. Okay. So now, each. Ni. Sa. My right side groin has been injured. Now it doesn't want to cooperate so flexibly. So my kick may not be good, so you guys do it right, okay? Hach. Kut. And okay, got it? Alright, he's commenting. You know, the sad part is that my injuries come from, not from training, you know. I just wanted to be a little more flexible and try to stretch. And so from the stretch, I was injured and it wasn't a big deal. And then when you're older, it hurts for a while and you think, oh, it's gonna come back in 3 weeks, and it doesn't come back. Right, sad, so I gotta work on it, right? Alright, so now, like this technique, right, is when you come back and roundhouse, right, maoshigeri, if you think about other person totally on you, you can't use it straight. So you need to improvise. So if you're saying, in this case, if you're doing right leg, and if usually they're left leg, then you're gonna go use an angle so that they pass you. Like you don't wanna stand in front of the train, you wanna let it go. So then you can use, right, step this way, let him come, then catch him straight. Right, so that's one. if you are left to left, right, non-symmetrical, then you can go this way, because as they come forward, will come this way. So this way, and catch them sideways. You don't always get them perpendicular when it comes down to the roundhouse, right? Similarly, you see, I don't like this technique. It's too risky, and it's a great point, and it's exciting in points, but it's pretty dangerous. You pull them in, and uramawashi, right? Same thing, uramawashi. But of course, you see a lot of just personally, right? If you have to compete in WKF, this is totally good. But you see a lot of people do uramawashi, score, then they fall. So to me, that's not as realistic. So if you're gonna use that, then I might as well block, grab, right? Because in real fight, you can grab all you want. That's what is that? Category 2 warning in WKF. I don't really, I'm not really WKF tournament guy. So it's fun to watch, fun to coach, but grab their arm so they get grabbed this way, opening it up so they fall this way, and then you finish the back. That's more realistic to me. Okay? What I actually like, my favorite technique is actually not a scoring technique much, but just annoy the heck out of them. It's same thing, but I go side thrust kick. So they run into my side thrust kick, and they go, ooh, and next thing you know, they don't want to come in anymore. Right? So I use that a lot in the dojo kumite for people who are watching and who sparred with me. I don't think today they're on, but a lot of people. I actually like, that way you can be here too, right? And then in reality, right, if you have jeans on or outside, you can't kick, chudan. If you kick chudan, that's great, right? But in reality, you can kick their knees, right? You can kick their groin with the heel. You can do a lot of things. I actually like side thrust kick a lot. That's what I've been using most of my training, right? Okay. So that you need to use this folding. When you stop koku, meaning keep going, you can use, or you can just use it to run away. So that's kind of the application, right? There's one more practical or more common usage for you, right? If you do kumite, you can use this all you want. A lot of people are unconsciously using this, but what's important as a karateka is to understand how it works, why it works, and you want to train with the purpose. But more common is this. For people who know bassai dai, right? There's a part where you go, and I'm just gonna fix this so I don't, Last one, and then you go back, and then when you go forward 3 and come back 1, 3 is strong, right? Like, pam, 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 pam. Right? So going back is very difficult, and it's not normal for us to do, and it's just more difficult. Why is it difficult? So let's actually work on that one. Just like we did. What did we do earlier? If you keep folding and move your center back, our body's gonna go back, right? Whereas most of the people in bassai dai, after the last one, tries to push, and now you're stretched out, and all you do is come down. So that's like tweak. What you need to do is you need to pull more, just like you did, right? To the back groin, and you wind up. Once you wind up and when you land, so now switch the direction, this way, palm, and then you switch from the left, in this case, right, to my other side, to, right, to come back. So it's a switch of the joint, folded. It's not one, right? So start from here. We're not trying to train with knife hand defense. I don't care if it's a little bit off, but what's important is don't kick. Martial art is a pull, right, fundamentally. Don't kick, keep pulling and folding the joint, And then once it's folded, you start feeling backwards. You're gonna be on it, right? So when your head is on the toe and you start to feel the fall behind, that's when you promote it with wind up. And then get your right foot back. Use the other joint. Then knee. Right that way. Okay, let's do it slowly. Each. Okay. Knee. San. Shi. Go. Okay, try 5 more. H. Back. Knee. Back. Sam. Back. Sheep. Back. Go. Good. So I'm looking at myself on the screen too. Whether it's my habit, also it's a little slippery, right? This is again vinyl, so I'm not as synchronized, but ideally you synchronize, right? Synchronize, so you get more kime out of it, right? Okay, good. Okay. Now that's one example. What's the other one then? Right? Other one is heian shodan or taikukshin. Let's say heian shodan because we're working on the back stance. A, right? You see a lot of this. Right? And very common. I mean, it happens to me too. It happens to you, I'm sure. What's happening is that you're using the centripetal force. Faster you go, more backwards feeling you're gonna get. But you don't have a brake. So it's as if you're driving a car without a brake. So what's the brake? Brake is this. You go this way, and you fold this, and that becomes net zero, and you can stop, right? Until then, you're working on this kind of thing, right? And then, at the end, so here I'm already feeling this way, this side. Okay? Let's do a little more smooth. This. Okay? So faster you go, more you need to brake with a joint. Otherwise it'll be pretty difficult, right? Okay, good. Okay, so, and also now, I'm not going to get into the next one. So let's try that. Okay, and how much you pull this back along with your chest is really up to you, right? In tournaments and stuff, right, it's like, okay, this is right, this is wrong. But if you're thinking about using a block, using the same rotation, then you can do a little bit less. If you're thinking about just vibration, you want to pull more so you can be more flat. People who are competing or going for Dan exam, you need to do it one way, right? There's a standard. But if not, you should be training many different ways. Okay? So let's try. It might slip, that's okay. Right? If you slip, let's try it again. If you never slip, then this training is no use, right? So you want to go fast, you want to try to manage the centripetal force. All right, ready? It's meat. Sound. Oh, that was a little off. At least I felt off. Sheet. Go. Go. Get it? Cinch. Hey, jump! Hey, man. Okay. All right, so that's one. Also, the last four stoge. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you think it's four same 後屈立ちstoge, it's not. Okay? The two that you saw with a bigger turn is a bigger turn, so you need to use the same pong, pong. Then this one has rarely any angle. Then you have a big turn again, pong. Then you have a less angle. So there's a big turn angle, there's a less turn angle version of it, right? So what you need to do is that this one is your turning and managing centripetal force. Next one is same usage, but as if you're going, right, sneaking into the center, into the opponent. So next one's almost like an attack, right, if you think about it. I mean, this is, 270 angle, right? Is this a training? But this one is more pop, soup, right? So small, it's very small. Okay. Sway, palm, palm. Then this kind of feel. Yeet. And then here, same. Fold and rotate and manage. Then, okay? So that's why unsoku, the foot movement, some people are more like outer, so they go. But really, use the inner muscle to go. Okay? I don't want to get too academic. Higher level, same stoke could be side or more vertical, right? Very different. But you can train that. Okay? So most of the people fall down here and also here because it's bigger. So slowly try that, manage it with the growing, and then try to speed up just a little. It doesn't have to be so fast. Just little by little speed up as you can manage. And just feel the growing joint. 1本、2本、3本、4本. Okay? Ready? So start from here. 1、2、3、4. Okay, back. Ready? 1、2、3、4. Okay, ready? 1、2、3、4. Yeah, man. Very good, very good. Okay, that's why this 4 direction stoke comes in like hand nida, right? It comes in, well, all the hands, right, were made from kanku dai, right? Which kanku dai is made from kanku. So kanku has the same thing. If you look at shotokan, shitoryu, they all have the same 4 directional, right? Shitoryu stoke is more like this. Shotokan is more like this, but has the same stoke. Okay? So by training this move, 2 different kinds, especially when you have to manage, pull, if you do this, then have that, don't just end there. Think about how to use like type of feeling, right? And then use it for right? Change the kicks and try the movement. It's really how smoothly you move. Also, basaidai part. Switching of the growing, left to the right. Shoot, right? This is same. when you're fighting and they're coming, don't always push and you're done, you get caught. Very common. So instead, switch. Ich, ni. Okay? Maybe sideways. Ich, ni. Ich, ni. Okay. Ich, ni. Okay? Alright, let's take a water break real quick. Thanks to Costco. Contigo makes it nice and cold. All right. Okay, I just checked the time. I lied again. It's about 7:36 on my side. By the time this message gets to you, it's 7:37. So, work on this if you have time. Again, it doesn't need a lot of space. It's more of a, if you get this growing side, I mean, kata, kumite, kihon, everything gets so much easier. At least it gets easier for me. So hopefully you work on it, and it just doesn't require that much power, right? Do it slow, but many times until it's comfortable and smooth. Smooth is the key. Once it's smooth, increase the speed just enough that you start to feel out of balance again. Then you learn to manage again and repeat that until you get really fast. Okay, so I'm gonna end the recording here. So I'm thinking if you enjoy it, you don't have to lie about it just because you're on. I mean, I want honest feedback. So you know, open to any improvements. But if this works, then I'm thinking about doing it pretty frequently. You know, maybe on a daily basis since I train every day anyway. So let me know if you want to do this every day, and you know, and also now that we're not commuting to the dojo, if you have a preferred time. For us, usually, you know, Chicago time, Central time, 6 p.m. is when we start training. Also, if you want to have something that you particularly are having a hard time and you want to go over, because I want to train that too, let me know and I'll try to focus on that as well. Okay, thank you very much for joining. I will see you soon. Os.